So welcome everyone to my channel. This is the first episode of this series in which I will talk about manifestation, about the self, about overcoming fears, over a lot of things. I will talk about a lot of things that will come up, but today the first thing that I wanted to share with you, it is all my own experiences which I talk about. I have had some real traumas in my life which I am still not maybe completely over, but I'm getting there. And I really want to share all my experiences with you in the hope that I maybe can help others with this. Maybe they can find some truths in this, so just take what resonates for yourself, as that is the only thing that matters, because that's also what I'm talking about. What you believe to be true is true, and what you don't believe, well, actually I have come to the realization what you really don't believe is not true for you. But again, as this is, it's not an easy topic, because what is reality? What is reality? I have come to the realization only since a couple of months now that truly I am the only power in my awareness. I am the only power in my reality. And I have been asking myself so many questions. I've had millions of questions when I have gone through my trauma, which is now almost a year and a half ago. I have really had some real dark periods in my life. I've really gone through the dark night of the soul, and I can honestly say that I have prayed to God to please at night to not wake up in the morning. There were nights when I prayed all night to please just, God, let me die. I don't want to live anymore. I've lost the most important person in my life, the person, my husband, which I was with for 27 years, and up until now I wasn't ready to talk about it. I have thought about this for a very long time to start this series, but I wasn't ready to talk about it, and now I feel that I can talk about it. So I've lost him in a very difficult way. He ended his life. Just, it all happened. To me it seemed like just in 1 second, and everything was gone, and he was gone, and my whole life fell apart. I have really dealt with some serious trauma, PTSD. I've had myself also a lot of suicidal thoughts, where one time I really was ready to take my own life, and well, I didn't at that time. Something or someone must have saved me, because actually that was when I realized that when you've come to this point, when you've come so far, No one else will and can help you. You can only help yourself. And I think that was the universe showing me that there is no one but self. There is only self. But I didn't realize it at that time. I wasn't ready for this. I've had really severe, traumatic feelings and thoughts, and my fears were higher than the highest mountain and deeper than the deepest ocean. So I realized at that moment there is no one else. Yes, people do care about me. I still have my parents and I'm very thankful. I have 2 children and I'm very thankful for them. And I don't have many other people in my life. But at that time, when I stood there and I was looking at the rope hanging there, and I was really aware at that moment that I was the only one who can save myself. And maybe it was just myself who saved me. I believed up until now actually that it must have been an angel or God or whatever, but I think it was just my own self, my own dear self. Because as I truly realize now, there is no one else but self. There is only self. Self is always the problem and self is always the solution. Because there is no outer force, there is no other force existing in a whole universe but self. So everything that is created is self. Self is the creator and the creation. Self is all there is. So I have, as I said, I've had millions of questions coming up since I've had this horrible experience in my life, and I have been looking for all the answers. I've been reading books and listening to lectures. I don't even know. I've almost been ready to give up everything that I was believing before, and listening to Buddhists or Hinduists, Christians, Muslims, anything, every type of belief that you can find. I have tried to apply it to my life, try to believe it, but it just didn't resonate with me. Sometimes for some days or maybe for a week, and then I've had like this inner voice inside of me saying, no, that's not it. Your questions are still not answered. And then I started to looking somewhere else, another book, another belief, and still my questions. I even had, after every book that I read, I've had more questions than before. And that was when I started to realize that the answers are not to be found in the world outside. You cannot find the answers. The real answers, at least for me, from the questions that I had, the real core questions of my existence and everything that is truly important for me, you cannot find them in the outer world. Because now I realize I've been confused for several weeks or maybe even some months about this. Why is it that I can't seem to find the answers to these questions? Do I need to go to India? Do I need to travel the world? Do I need to read more books? Do I need to study this or that? No, not at all. Just, do I need to meditate more? Maybe 5 hours a day. Maybe I need to do this, or maybe I should go on that diet, or no, that's not the solution. You will not find the answers there. The only way to find the answers is to look within. Look inside yourself, listen to your inner voice, connect truly to yourself. And for myself, I don't like to call it meditation, but okay, maybe some people can call it meditation, but in my opinion, the word meditation, for several years now, or maybe even a decade, meditation has not such a good reputation. I have tried to meditate for several years now. I've been also again looking on the internet and in books on how to meditate. Should you just block out all your thoughts? Should you just sit in a lotus position for 3 hours or even longer in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? Should I do this? Should I chant? Should I... No. There is just one solution to all the questions, and that is just connect to yourself. Connect with your inner core, your inner man or woman, whatever you like to call it, yourself, your I am, your own true self, your soul. Call it whatever you want, but just connect with it on a deeper level. And I have realized that also, which I'm gonna talk about later in another episode, I'm gonna talk about good and bad, good versus evil. Well, in my opinion, there is no good and there is no evil. And I know that a lot of people have really a hard time accepting this, and I have been there myself. Still, I am sometimes still getting into the trap, I would say, of good versus evil. But as I said, I'm going to talk about it later in another episode. But for now, I just want to say that there is no good and there is no evil. There are no rules. There are no rules and regulations. I have realized that I am the one creating these rules for myself, and the outer world just reflects back upon me what I deem to be good or bad. And that's all I can say about it, actually. It's as simple as that. But I've also realized that because it is so simple, it's so hard to believe, and it's so hard to not only believing is one thing, but can you really accept it? Can you really comprehend it? Can you really apply it in your life on a deeper level, on a level of knowing that is beyond belief? And I've been struggling with this also for some time now. But the more I connect to my soul, my inner self, my inner man or woman, I can see that a lot of things are revealed to me in a way that is hard to explain even. And that is why I want to share all these experiences and thoughts with you over the upcoming days and weeks. I will be uploading daily, and my only hope and my only goal for this is to help some of you out there, because I wish that I had someone who had told me all of this when I've had this trauma in my life, when I lost my husband. As I said, I truly I was really looking every day, every hour, even at night when I couldn't sleep. I was looking into books and on the internet to find the answers. And then one day I came across, of course, the lectures of Neville Goddard. And at first I really found it to be insane, even evil or demonic or even satanic. I didn't know what to think of it actually, but it kept on almost following me. And somehow, for some reason, it stick to me. I don't know. I just couldn't release it. It kept on going through my mind, and in the beginning it was really so hard to believe, and I really thought it was just sincere nonsense. And but for some reason, as I said, it started to resonate with me more and more. But it took some time, and I think it really takes time to sink in, because it is something that needs to be it needs to sink into the subconscious mind, because the conscious mind will not accept this. It will not accept it. In the beginning, it's really, as I said, it really sounds like a lot of BS, a lot of nonsense. And for me, it was that was my experience. But anyway, it started to resonate somehow. I think once it sank into my subconscious mind, and there something just clicked, and I started to read these books and listen to these lectures, and for some reason I lost track of it, I must say. For several months I didn't want to listen to When I saw on the internet, when I saw on YouTube, for instance, lectures about Neville Goddard or maybe some books, I was almost horrified by it, and I really didn't want to see it or hear it. But that was just my conscious mind. So I start to neglecting it, and it came to me in another way. And now I realize only just for some weeks now, that it all comes down to everything that Neville Goddard said, but maybe a little bit in other words, but it comes down to the same thing. And that really surprised me it shook me when I realized this several weeks ago. So, and now I am ready to talk about this more. So I will be uploading more videos and more episodes. And I will be talking about another subject every time. So this is what I have for now, and well, I hope to see you in the next episode, and I will be talking about I think maybe about fear or something, but we'll just see about that. Thank you.